Here's the thing. A lot of us follow news as YouTubers, as viewers, as whoever, but a lot of times we don't know where that news is going, what's going to happen. It's kind of up in the air, a mystery, but we follow it to see what goes on. In this case, though, with Harry and William and the king, at one point the king is going to unfortunately pass away and William will take power and there will be a decision made about Harry. That's not something that could one day happen. It's going to happen. And that's why I kind of find it interesting to contemplate. But anyway, let's see what Dan's got to say on the matter.
Breaking today, King Charles's Prince Harry dilemma has got even worse, with his sons completely divided over whether the monarch should sit down face to face with the duplicitous Duke of Sussex. Of course, Harry, as we know, has spent the past fortnight trying to publicly bully his cancer-stricken father into this face-to-face. But on the other hand, Prince William making it clear that if the monarch does give legitimacy to a traitor, to someone who has sold the family silver, to someone who has sold the family's reputation down the river, he will be furious. In the Royalist Substack today, Tom Sykes describes this as King Charles's no-win Harry dilemma.
Right. So basically, whatever the king does, whatever Charles does, someone's going to get affected negatively. If he takes Harry back for some reason before he dies and he's feeling a moment or whatever, then William's going to be pissed. If he doesn't, then he kind of has to pass away knowing Harry's probably not going to forgive him or they're not going to be reconciled or whatever. So yeah, little bit of a catch-22, but I got to say, it's Harry's fault. I understand William's point of view. I'd have the same one. I don't have a brother. I don't have a sibling, so I can't totally relate. But, you know, if you sold family secrets like that, you put out spare, you married someone who just doesn't give a flying F about the family, wants to move away, disrespects the traditions and things like that, I understand William's point. And I gotta take his side, obviously. I mean, I always do.
He has spoken to a friend of the king who said Charles begged his sons not to make his final years a misery. Unfortunately, that is exactly what they are doing. And friends of the king added to Tom Sykes and the Royalist that the king just can't win when it comes to meeting or not meeting Harry in London next week. One friend said, whatever the king does, he will make his relationship with one of his sons worse. Reconciliation with Harry will be a provocation to William, who has made it very clear he does not believe Harry can be trusted. Tom writes, in normal times, a king could afford to put his nose out of joint. But these are not normal times. As Prince Harry himself has said, nobody knows how long the cancer-hit king has left to live. And power is ebbing from Charles to William, as power brokers position themselves for a change of reign. The friend of the king's added, Charles begged his sons not to make his final years a misery. Unfortunately, that is exactly what they were doing.
I guess what he means by normal times is not this second-to-second social media, this whirlwind of YouTube videos the second something happens. If it's like just the newspapers and the TV, you could keep your business out of that a little bit easier. There was only so many people on top of the pyramid at the TV stations and newspapers. If you were like a king, you could go to them and be like, you know, you got to keep this on the wraps, or I got an army of lawyers or something, and it's done. But now, when there's like literally millions of YouTubers and like thousands and thousands of publications and rags reporting news and social media with their own, you know, following and things like that, there's no way to keep things silent. But I guess that's their problem.
But Tom Sykes said, I feel that if there was to be a meeting, there would at least have been phone calls between Harry and his father in recent weeks to prepare the ground. I understand that is not the case. But he adds, Charles is boxed in. If he reaches out to Harry, he risks detonating what is left of his relationship with William. If he holds back, he deepens the Sussex exile. In his book, Harry recalled William calling Meghan difficult, rude, and abrasive and shoving him to the floor of Nottingham Cottage. For Charles, extending the hand of friendship to William's bitterest enemy would be a risk. A father might want to embrace his son. A king must count the political cost. Last year, speculation about a wild child meeting fizzled when Harry's camp said he wanted to see his father, but that Charles had other priorities.
All right, I don't think I caught that bit about Harry getting shoved down by William in the cottage. Hey, siblings fight, right? Whatever. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. If you don't, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.